America, Thames Delta Radio.
Thames Delta Radio.
Enough respect every time. Reaching out to all the listeners out there. Thames Delta Radio. Thames Delta Radio, live and direct.
You're locked into Thames Delta Radio. They run the show.
Thames Delta Radio. Yeah.
Thames Delta Radio. Hotter than Dame.
Quest Foundation, baby. Big dog style. Strictly big things going on. We ain't bling blinging no more. We blang blanging. You know what I mean? Straight like that, yo. Knowledge yourself, yo. You gotta know yourself. Know where you come from. Know where you at. Know where you going.
I wake up in the morning wanting some music. What radio station shall I listen to? Oh, Thames Delta.
Thames Delta Radio.
Thames Delta.
Top of London thing, we have the Essex swing.
So I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching and keep in tune with Thames Delta Radio, because this station is for the people. This station is for the people. You understand? This is a people's thing. It's a community thing. It's our thing. So let us support this thing.
For more information, go to www.thamesdeltaradio.com. Find us on Facebook or subscribe onto YouTube.
Are you ready, crowd of people? This is Thames Delta Radio.
This is Thames Delta Community Radio, live from Grays Thurrock.
Live and direct at Thames Delta Radio.
Thames Delta Radio.
Enough respect every time. Reaching out to all the listeners out there. Thames Delta Radio. Thames Delta Radio, live and direct.
You're locked into Thames Delta Radio. They run the show.
Thames Delta Radio. Yeah.
Thames Delta Radio. Hotter than Dame.
Quest Foundation, baby. Big dog style. Strictly big things going on. We ain't bling blinging no more. We blang blanging. You know what I mean? Straight like that, yo. Knowledge yourself, yo. You gotta know yourself. Know where you come from. Know where you at. Know where you going.
I wake up in the morning wanting some music. What radio station shall I listen to? Oh,
Pull up that.
Thames Delta.
Top of London thing, we have the Essex swing.
So I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching and keep in tune with Thames Delta Radio, because this station is for the people. This station is for the people. You understand? This is a people's thing. It's a community thing. It's our thing. So let us support this thing.
For more information, go to www.thamesdeltaradio.com. Find us on Facebook or subscribe onto YouTube.
Are you ready, crowd of people? This is Thames Delta Radio.
This is Thames Delta Community Radio, live from Grays Thurrock.
Live and direct at Thames Delta Radio.
Thames Delta Radio.
Enough respect every time. Reaching out to all the listeners out there. Thames Delta Radio. Thames Delta Radio, live and direct.
You're locked into Thames Delta Radio. They run the show.
Thames Delta Radio. Yeah.
Thames Delta Radio. Hotter than Dame.
Quest Foundation, baby. Big dog style. Strictly big things going on. We ain't bling blinging no more. We blang blanging. You know what I mean? Straight like that, yo. Knowledge yourself, yo. You gotta know yourself. Know where you come from. Know where you at. Know where you going.
I wake up in the morning wanting some music. What radio station shall I listen to? Oh, Thames Delta.
Thames Delta Radio. Ready for run some rhythm selector.
Hello, my lovely listeners out there. Here I am in Thames Delta, in Grays, in Essex, with another Rhythm and Rhythms Wednesday. And today I've got two guests, but let's go further on. We're going to do the Jewelers, and that's why the two guests... Lorraine, sorry, it's all transposed up on the screen. So, look. The Jewelers on this T-shirt and the Jewelers on this T-shirt. So we're going to be doing a bit of the In fact, the whole show is devoted to the Jewelers, because the Jewelers are just about to start off their 2020 show, which is the Road to Wembley. So they've got gigs throughout the year leading up to November, which is the Wembley date. And we're going to look back at some of the stuff that they've done, the back catalogue. I've got the two crew members. who are going to give you a little bit of an insight into what it's like being part of the crew and some of their favourite songs. And we've got some songs that have never been released. Well, the song itself has been released, but this is a different version. So you're on for something new. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. You decide which one of those. I'm going to hit you off with a song that I usually introduce the Jewelers with, just so we wait until we get a few more listeners. Cool Over Fire.
Cool under fire. Yes, sir. Yeah, boy. Lick shot.
Here we go.
Lightning and thunder take me under.
Welcome to Lisa, to John Taylor, to Roger Matton.
Cool under fire.
Oh, Roger Matson, sorry. Hi.
They want to put your lock on me.
Hello, Lisa. I hope you're well.
Never giving down. I stay strong, I walk tall, I face my enemies big and small. Make no mistake about it now. Yes, sir, yes, sir. I feel the pressure, I feel no pain. Listen. No pressure, no strain.
Oh, you will do, Roger. You know it will be warming up, scorching up when we come to Waverley. We're warming it up inside here. Thames Delta Radio. Hot in the studio though.
I am what I am. What I am.
I am what I am, and here I am, DJ Scar and Mash, Pete Lacey at Thames Delta Radio, with two wonderful guests. I have got Lorraine. I could point that way because I'm pointing in a reverse mode, you see, so it's very, very confusing. So I have to stop looking at the screen that's in front of me. I've got Lorraine on my right-hand side, and I've got Richard on the left-hand side. I don't know which side they are with you. They could be the other side, but whatever. They're on side, which is the most important thing. So yes, do give us a big like there. Nice to see our Thierry from Francais. Oui, oui, oui. Can you speak any? I can't speak any more French than that. I just make myself look stupid. But he tunes in every week, and we are appreciative of that. Merci. That's about it, isn't it, really? That's the end of my French lesson. So, the Julias, we've got a two wonderful crew team. We're going to go through a few tunes, through old tunes, through new tunes. There's a lot of people that are really, really taken by the new album. It got to number 11, I do believe, in the UK charts, which was super. It's the first time, I think, an album of theirs has got quite high up in the charts. They've had other success with singles like Kiss of My Lips, which are the first single. Am I right there?
Yeah, that's right.
The first single there. So, number 20 21 in the charts, that was, and that was crowd-funded effectively. Not crowd-funded as we know it now, but effectively it was crowd-funded before the term was even introduced. Basically, you and I getting in it and supporting a local band or a band that we thought we've got some kind of familiarity with. So I'm going to hand you over. I'm going to hand you over occasionally to these people and look at the fright on this girl's face. So we are lucky today because we've only had an hour slot, and I thought we're going to be tightly squeezing it in. We've actually got 2 hours because Rob will not be appearing. That's a high roller. He will not be appearing. So we've got a maximum of 2 hours. So we'll see what we can do to fit in there, and hopefully we'll get some response back from you. And hopefully I'll be able to actually type something today. Anyway, I'm going to hit you with another tune because it's a tune that I think... this is a good tune. This is from the new album. I'm going to hit you with this one. If you haven't heard the new album, I haven't heard anything, hopefully we'll introduce you to a few songs from each of those and give you a little bit of history with it. But this one from the new album, which is Palm Trees and 80 Degrees. There's always a little bit of shh in the start, isn't there? That's where you should have queued it up, Pete. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. They're laughing. I hope you're laughing and enjoying your Wednesday.
There's a party. Everyone will be having fun. Singing and dancing has just begun. What a feeling. I don't know just what should I do. It seems like I'm falling for you. We'll be dancing till the sun comes up.
I hope you're singing along because these two have already started. We've got one on one side and one on the other side. That's what we call stereo.
Gather round by the fireside. Stop a while as we watch the tide come rolling. Now there's no one left here but you and me. Can't you see that I've been wanting you for so long? So DJ, play me one more sweet song before I get to walk you back home. We'll be dancing till the sun comes up with the stars still shining in our eyes. We'll be dancing till the sun comes up with the stars still shining in our eyes. You and I.
Nice to see you tuning in, Claire. And Danny, thanks for tuning in.
My love, just you and I.
And Beth. And Michael Prout. Some of my regular listeners there. Lovely to have you on board.
So DJ, play me one more sweet song before I get to walk you back home. We'll be dancing till the sun comes up with the stars still shining in our eyes. We'll be dancing till the sun comes up with the stars still shining in our eyes.
Hello, Veronica. The girl behind the Tailbury Trojan skin, Veronica Erie. Thanks for tuning in.
'Cause we'll be dancing till the sun comes up with the stars still shining in our eyes.
So there we go. That is something from their latest album, which is Palm Trees and 80 Degrees. It's worth having a little listen to it, at least on Spotify. Personally, I think you should just go out and buy it. It's just a happy tune. If that doesn't lead you into the summer so nicely and warm up our summer days, I don't know what will. But if I rewind about what I've done, Jewelers-wise, I've been lucky enough to DJ with them quite a few times, which is absolutely, well, it's a privilege, to be honest, and it's lovely to be able to DJ in front of a big crowd. But going right back to Romford days, and I've calculated it to be at least 16 years. I remember seeing a big crowd at the end of Romford Market, and I thought, what's that? I can hear some reggae going on or some ska, and I had to go in and investigate. And it was a busker environment, but it was like arriving up somewhere up in London, you know, along the South Bank or something like that. It was a huge crowd, not what would normally determine a nice little crowd for the common busker is trying to get a few pence to put up a little house above his head, I should say. It was amazing, and you just had to. It captured you. It captured me, and I thought, right, 16 years ago, I've got to listen out. I've got to get a CD, and I went home with a CD. But I've got a man standing next to me. Is it this side? Yes, it is this side. Yeah. I never know. They might swap, and I won't even see what's going on. I've got a man who goes back even further than that, and he's going to give you a little insight into some of the first recordings that the Jewelers put together.
Yes, Peter, thanks very much for that. We all know the Jewelers as the buskers, and they were originally Simon and Tyber Cranston. They started off their busking life back in Canterbury, around about 1994. We're not sure exactly about the date, but it's round about that time. Simon was the first guy to go out on the street busking, and he went out with his friend. And when Tyber saw how much money they could make just by standing on the streets, just making a little bit of noise, he thought he'd have a go as well. So they had the little busking bucket where you could chuck in a few coppers and that sort of thing if you appreciate their music. But as well as that, they also produced some recorded music which they had for sale. Now, their very first album, actually they were named The Duel at the time rather than The Duelers. Duelers came later. But Duel produced their first album in around about 1995. And it's an album called On an English Street. And we're going to play one of the tracks from it in a minute, their version of Stand By Me. It was available as an audio cassette, and it was released later as a CD, but there's very, very few copies around. And this version of Stand By Me is a very rare recording.
So will it be worth money, that old recording, do you think?
Yes, it could.
If anybody's got it out there and they want to sell it for, you know, he hasn't said anything, it's worthless. Sell it to me for worthlessness, and I'll sell it to somebody else for a huge cost and make a huge profit. No, that's not what we're supposed to do. No, okay. So we've got a cover. So the cover is by Benny King.
Benny King did the original.
Yes.
Simon and Tyber recorded a cover of it, and it was on this album.
So, and that was 1995?
Round about 1995, yes.
Okay, so we're going to rewind. Have a little listen to this.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Come to the show.
If the sky that we look upon should crumble and fall, all the mountains all should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed no tears, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. If that sky that we look upon, my darling, should tumble and fall, all the mountains, oh, should crumble to the sea. I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed no tears, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me, stand by me.
Yes, that was Stand By Me, as done by Tiber and Simon, under the name of Duel. Busking took place with Simon and Tiber almost every Saturday. The street equipment was very basic. They had a crude amp powered by a car battery. The two main supporters at the time were their uncle, Steve Edwards, and George Hinckley. George, the Bulldog George, was one of the long-term supporters of the Duelers, and if it wasn't for George, they would never be where they are now. We've got another couple of tracks now from their Vintage Versions album. Again, they're covers, and you've heard them before, but you know, they're great tracks.
So that's where I first came in, buying that first album, Vintage Versions. And there was version 1 and version 2, if I remember rightly. Is that right?
Yes, that's right, yes. Vintage Versions 1 is available now. Vintage Versions 2 is unfortunately not available anymore.
So what I found about that CD is it was almost like half of it was soul and half of it was reggae. So you could already see that there was a difference. Well, I guess that was right from the start. There was a difference in taste of the individual singers. I like both of them. I love both sides. But I must admit, I am due to go and see Cy. I need to go and see him and see how he's doing, because it's quite a long time since I've seen him. But we're now going to hit you with that Blues Busters cover from the Jewelers, which is called Behold. It's actually one of my favourite love songs. Oh, it will tug at your heart. Tug at somebody else's heart then. It's midweek. Rhythms and Rhythms Wednesday. Here we go.
Behold, I saw you standing there before me. And now I found the wonder of my glory. But until then, my dear, I never have to worry. No, 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 because I love you, and you love me too. And now that you're in my embrace, say you're gonna thrill me with your little baby face. And I wanna tell you, darling, this is no disgrace. Oh, no, no, because I love you, and you love me too.
Oh, we love you too.
Behold,
We love you free.
I saw you standing there before me.
She's sitting down.
And like a dream, you were the wonder of my glory.
There's no difference in height.
Then, my dear, I never have to worry. Oh, no, no, because I love you, you love me too. Won't you come a little closer, cause I need you, and you
There you go, wonderful ending to that. We're going to play another one from the same album. You Belong to My Heart.
You belong to my heart.
I've just told them that.
Now and forever, though a love I did start so long ago. We were gathering stars while a million guitars played a love song. When I say I love you, every beat of my heart says it's true. It was a moment like this. Do you remember?
Good evening, Kevin.
When your eyes stole a kiss as they met mine.
And Denise. Denise says hi to Lorraine and
now
Richard.
we own all the stars while a million guitars played a love song. Darling, you are the song, and you'll always belong to my heart. It was a moment like this. Do you remember when your eyes stole a kiss as they met mine? Now we own all the stars while a million guitars played a love song. Darling, you are the song, and you'll always belong to my heart. Every beat of my heart knows it's true. Shake it up.
Lisa will be dancing till the sun comes down. You know it. There you go, second track. They have wonderful endings that to kind of tells you. I'm not going to say amateur because that's wrong, but it was developed a little bit further to come to the endings later on in their career. Anyway, we've got another one, I think. You Belong to My Heart we just played there. Who originally did that?
I can't remember actually.
It sounds like an old swooner of a song, doesn't it?
Lord Tenano, was it?
Lord Tenano. Oh. Yeah, he feels like I feel wrongly dressed for that song. I should have worn a suit and a tie and brushed my hair back and stuff like that. Right, okay, so the next song is Try Me One More Time. Have you got something to say about that, or am I just going to play it?
It's a cover of the old Chalmers song.
The Charmers, a cover of the Charmers song. There we go. So we're still quite in with that big cover session that the Jewelers were. Well, that's what they were doing all the time. That's what brought them to the forefront. The last two albums, of course, full of their own tracks, and in other albums, plenty of their own tracks. But still the occasional cover. So we've got lots to choose from. Oh, Ska Time!
Now, darling, try me one more time. Darling, say that you're mine. And I love you, oh yes I will. Oh, I love you, do you love me still? Oh, I pray you'll be mine someday. 'Cause your precious love means more to me than any love could ever be. When we're with strangers, you treat me mean. When we're together, you are my queen. Oh, I pray you'll be mine someday.
We are still reading your notes, so if you want to send them in through Facebook, we are reading them.
Your precious love means more to me.
And we will try and reply.
Yeah, than any love could ever be. Oh, darling, so take my hand and understand. me one more time. Darling, say that you're mine. And I love you, oh yes I will. Oh, I love you, do you love me still? Oh, I pray, pray, pray you'll be mine someday. Oh, I pray, pray, pray you'll be mine someday. Oh, I pray, pray, pray you'll be mine someday.
Oh, there you see, abrupt endings, just like what I was saying earlier on. But we're going to move forward with some stuff that's better produced. So these are songs that the Jewelers were originally covering from quite a wide variety, reggae and soul, and you could see the differences in taste between the two singers of Simon and Tiber. But there came a point where they started writing their own material, and Richard's going to give you a little bit of a dialogue. Oh, that sounds terrible, actually. He's going to give you a little bit of an insight.
Say a few words.
Into that first release.
Yeah. Simon has always fancied himself as a composer and a writer as well as a performer. And he's very much influenced by Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson. Indeed, in the very early days before they started busking on the streets, one of Si's ambitions was for him and Tiber to be the new Sam and Dave. Very much soul music orientated, as Peter says, the soul side of the Jewelers' music is coming from Simon. Anyway, Simon started to write his own material, and back in late 2003, early 2004, he wrote a song which you may have heard of, and they decided to release this as a single. And despite no radio play, it managed to get to number 21 in the national singles charts. The song is Kiss on the Lips, but what I've got Pete to line up for you here is a slightly different version of this song that was available at one time. So I'll give you Kiss on the Lips.
There you go. So a different version to new ears, hopefully. Let's see how this one goes.
There's so many rules in school.
And you are
you
allowed to sing along to this, you know that. It's Wednesday.
For glory days.
We want to warm the place up. We haven't switched the heating on yet. So we need some singing, a little bit of movement around the kitchen. Here we go.
Underground selection.
Here we go.
Now kiss on the lips, my lover. Now let the fires burn. Now into each other. Now kiss on the lips, my lover. You know my heart beats scared. Now every time that you kiss my lips. Now I come riding on the Brixton train to platform 2. Oh, I'll meet you. Then we'll go strolling. Well, I think it's clear as a step back in time. Today's gone by. Oh, I realize just how much I have missed you.
It seems we've made a little mistake and we've actually loaded on the normal track. And so if you're clever, like some people obviously are, and you can recognise that that's the same as we already hear, then this may confuse you. There you go. Acoustic. That's my fault. I get a slap wrist. Hopefully a slap bottom as well.
I'm riding on the Brixton train to platform 2. Oh, I'll meet you. Then we'll go strolling. I think it's clear as I step back in time. Today's gone by. I realized how much I have missed you. Kiss on my lips, my lover. Let the fires burn into each other. Kiss on my lips, my lover. You know my heartbeat skips every time that you kiss my lips. Your daddy said I should leave you alone, but from the start you stole my heart. Now I can't forget you. So take a trip along the river Thames to Tower Bridge, my favorite bridge, then home for Crystal Palace. Kiss on my lips, my lover. Let the fires burn into each other. Kiss on my lips, my lover. You know my heartbeat skips every time that you kiss my lips. Your kisses, oh your kisses. I'm gonna love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. So won't you let us in, my darling? I'm pledging balcony wishes for your kisses. Kiss on my lips, my lover. Let the fires burn into each other. Kiss on my lips, my lover. You know my heartbeat skips every time that you kiss my lips. You know my heartbeat skips every time that you kiss my lips. So come and kiss me, oh kiss me, oh kiss me, oh kiss me, kiss me.
There you go, an acoustic version of Kiss on the Lips. And that version was available as a single alongside the version that we are more familiar with. So if you've got that single and a little EP that was released, how many tracks were there on their EP?
Just 3.
Just 3 tracks on there, but you've got that version, which obviously you don't hear much, and you've got the version that we are very familiar with. So search it out, see if you can find it, and remember, sell it to me for free, and I will sell it for extortionate amounts of money, because that's the way we like to do things around here. We're from Grays, you know. We're not from Grays, and no reflection on Grays at all. I just like a little joke every now and again. Yes, so Danny, I saw your little note, and that explains that a little bit. Danny was on there watching. Thank you very much for everybody watching. It's going to be a little bit of a slower show today because we're trying to give you a little bit of an insight into the Jews, a little bit of history, and go through a few different songs. Some you're familiar with, some you're not. Right, I'm going to hand you over to another. Richard's going to get to a certain point where I can actually turn to Lorraine and ask her a question, but Richard's got so much to say, so I'm gonna let him get the hold of the mic again.
Yeah, once I get going, you won't stop me. Yeah, we just heard Simon, one of his creations, but not to be outdone, Tiber tried his hand at songwriting as well, and he came up with this nice little tune. It's, again, a tune that you're familiar with, but you might not have heard this version.
I've been alone for some time, hoping that I might find a little piece of happiness, someone to call my very own. Search no more, there's no need, cause she's right in front of me, and I know that I have found the one I've been looking for. I got to move to make you stay before you get stolen away. So I plucked up the courage to walk and hope we might be able to talk. It feels so right, I feel so sure. I've never felt like this before, and I know that I have found the one I've been looking for. I just can't believe that she'd look at me. No, I can't believe that she's standing next to me, cause I can't hide what's inside. It's written all over my face that I wanna be alone with you. I'll take you to a better place. It's plain to see, I can't believe that she's walking out with me. And now I know that I have found the one I've been looking for. No, I know that I have found the one I've been looking for. Now I know that I have found.
Welcome to the show, Dave Silver Conroy. How's retirement going out there? Keep him busy, hopefully. Yeah, nice of everybody to tune in. So, as you see, a couple of different versions there. What about that one? Is that one available anywhere? Can somebody find that version somewhere?
Well, yes and no. It's actually on the very best of vintage versions, but that's an album that's no longer available for sale. Although
but if you do want to sell it, remember it's free to me.
Although you could pick up a copy on eBay or Discogs or somewhere like that. But as I say, it's one that's not actually produced by us for sale at the moment. Anyway, Simon by now had got the bug for writing songs, and on the Rhymes and Rhythms albums, he produced some cracking tunes, in my opinion. This one is one of my favourites. I do realise this is a ska and reggae show, and we're playing quite a few slow numbers tonight, but they're all great tunes. So hopefully you'll like this one.
Lovers rock selection.
And this one goes out especially for Dave and Kim Conroy. Yep.
So you're on your own, you can feel that empty feeling. Lonely on your own, you find it oh so misleading. Oh, you've been let down, and Father Time's a healer footboard, Father Time's a little slow bound. So come on, make it all worthwhile, and cry me a smile. Sadness comes and goes, and when it's with you, you can lose it. Just move up and out, stay in control to get through it. But when you feel down, and Father Time's a healer footboard, Father Time's a little slow bound. Just come on, make it all worthwhile, and cry me a smile. Whoa, yeah. And don't you know the hinges on a door, they have to swing alright. They'll swing in and swing on out for the sparkle to ignite. But when your door swings round to close and you feel all hard done, just remember that another door will soon open. But you're on your own, and you can feel that empty feeling. Oh, oh, lonely on your own. You'll find it oh so misleading. Oh, you've been let down, and oh, Father, it's just a little slow bound. So come on, make it all worthwhile, and cry me a smile. Oh yeah, just come on, make it all worthwhile, and cry me a smile. I know you're sad. Go on, come on, come on, come on, child, and cry me a smile.
So there you go. There's another one that may or may not have heard if you're lucky enough. And I do appreciate that quite a lot of people have just got into the Jewelers recently. So we're just trying to provide you a little bit of history behind it. And we will be coming to those tunes that everybody knows and just get everybody banging around the studio. Hopefully we'll get these two dancing around the studio as nutty as me. I've got to feed them some more sweets. That's probably what it is. But if you don't know who Richard and Lorraine are, they are part of the Jewelers team. They're the people behind the scenes, and they're the people that are getting the whole place ready for when you arrive as punters to come and see them. So we all assume that a band turns up and it's probably there for an hour or something like that before the doors open. If you're not being in a band, you don't quite understand the volume of time that's used to actually get ready for a gig. And when you've got a big prestigious gig like the O2, where they've played it, what is it, 11 times? 11? Yeah, 11 times they've played at the O2. I think I've been about 5 times. Every single time it's been brilliant. It's absolutely rammed, and it's a great atmosphere, and you get to see some people that you haven't seen for a while. People travel all the way down from Scotland for the gig, so it's a big call. It's one that's definitely on there, should be on your radar, should be on, or should have been in your diary. But I don't think they're going to be doing any more gigs there because, as I said at the start of this, we're on the road to Wembley, and so Wembley will possibly, in my opinion, be taken over from the O2. I'd like to think that they still come back to the O2 because it's a little bit easier than Wembley for me to get to, but we shall see. But anyway, so what I'd like to ask is, because Lorraine and Richard, and there's plenty of other people, they're part of the team, and they are people that are preparing stuff. So if I assume that the band, let's just say that the band get there 2 hours before the gig starts, would that be accurate?
No, they get there half a day. They get there about midday.
So we're talking, they'll probably get there at noon.
Yep.
They get there for lunch and put their feet up and stuff like that?
Oh, no, it's sound checking and make sure all the equipment's in the right places, and if anything gets lost, we have to find it, and make teas and coffees and
so as soon as you get there at 12 o'clock, and the doors aren't open till 7 o'clock, remember that, people, so that's 7 hours before there is all the generating the interest. So what sort of things do you get asked to do?
Oh, look, dog's body, really. I get done everything.
You said about the teas, didn't you?
Yeah. I've made tea before. I've made coffee. I've run and got sandwiches and food. I've put posters up.
So what about the stage itself? Do you?
No, that's not my area.
That's not your. Is that Richard's area?
Richard does that sometimes.
Has he got his hobnail boots on? That's why he does it. I've heard he's the palm tree planter. Is that right?
Oh, I've seen him carrying palm trees.
No, he's not allowed to plant them. He's not allowed to. He can carry them, but he can't plant them. That has to be done by a specialist.
I think
Our specialist is Dave Conroy for planting.
Dave Conroy is the planter.
Yeah.
There you see, the secret is out the bag. Now you know who's planting those trees. And
he does a little backdrop as well. Which,
and he does the
which
backdrop.
is a job in itself.
That does sound like actually, I've put a backdrop up, and it's a pain in the arse. And my backdrop's not even as big as this wall. And the backdrop that's at O2 and the bigger gigs is obviously 4 times that big and possibly more. I don't know. So, well, I think we should give him a round of applause for all that banner wrapping and putting up and so on. Right, okay. I'm going to hit you with a little track, and then I'm going to be coming back to Lorraine and get a little bit more of an insight. They did the London International Ska Festival, the Jewelers, didn't they? And they were asked, as all the bands were that were appearing at the London International Ska Festival, which is an annual festival, appears over the Easter Bank holiday weekend. This one that's coming up, we've got Christopher Ellis, which is Alton Ellis' son. We've got Dave Barker, we've got Freddie Noakes, we've got Althea and Donna, we've got Susan Cadogan, we've got loads and loads. It's really good. It's run by Sean Flowerdew. And I say Sean Flowerdew because he is in the band called Palmer International. And the Jewelers were asked to do covers, and it was going to be put on this album, and it was going to be released at the festival, and they did a cover of Palmer International. So that is going to be my next song. And it's a song that I've seen on various forums, Facebook forums, saying, oh, what a wonderful song this is, and sometimes it's just nice to know where it originally came from. So the Jewelers were Truly Madly Deeply on Thames Delta Radio, straight out of Grays in Essex, with me, Lorraine and Richard. Oh, the buzz is starting to get you. Give us a wave out there, a thumbs up, a like. Glad you're enjoying it, Danny. I'm glad all those listeners out there are listening. You, Stephen, Danny, John Taylor, Claire.
There can't be no pain, Lord, I can't feel it no more. Every burden's lifted, all that I feel. There's something, girl, I got to say. Truly, Tony, madly stuck on you deeply. I feel no pain. Truly, Tony, madly stuck on you deeply. We're made to sing. Truly, Tony, madly stuck on you deeply. I feel no pain. Truly,
Tracy, welcome to the show. And you, Paul. We're watching you, watching us, watching them, watching... I don't know. We're watching something, aren't we? Can't be determined.
I feel no pain, I feel no pain, I feel no pain, I feel no pain, I feel no pain.
So there you go, covering bands that aren't actually reggae bands. Well, I don't know. What would you describe Palmer International as? In fact, it's quite interesting, really, because Palmer International was like a kind of smooth groove reggae, and recently they've gone over to the soul side. I can't even remember what the name of the album is, but I've listened to quite a few tracks on it. It's lovely. They're actually doing a tour as well. If you want to catch one of theirs around the UK as much as possible, Palmer International, really nice songs, really nice grooves. And nice people as well. It's the girl singer. Yes, up she goes and watches. Yeah, off she goes. Great. Sorry, I love it. I'm getting excited now, aren't I? It's the music. Remember, it's the music. Right. So where are we going now? Have we chosen another song?
Not yet.
Well, what would you two lovely people, and you've probably got different opinions on this, what would be your favourite song, either that the Jewelers had covered or that the Jewelers have written? I know that's putting you on the spot, isn't it? Because it's really, really hard. When anybody asks you, what's your favourite colour? It's like, well, it's red today because I'm wearing red, but tomorrow it could be pink, you know? So it changes daily, and we expect that. But have you got any, if you were to name more than one, have you got any? Okay, what about, what would be your favourite one from the new album then?
Johnny Comeback.
Johnny Comeback. So have we got likes for Johnny Comeback? Because I quite like that song. That's a good one. And what would you be? It doesn't have to be off this album.
No, it is my current favourite off the new album. Got to do better than that. The first track of the album.
Got to do better than that. Oh, I must admit, when I first played that song, I thought, no, forget the rest of the album. Let's just rewind that.
Exactly.
And I played that about 4 times before I listened to the rest of the album. So that speaks volumes in itself, doesn't it? Yeah. It's a good. It's a great way to start an album. But I don't know if that's the purpose of it, that you keep on. You just listen to track 1. I don't know. But anyway, okay, so we've got ours. If you've got any favourite songs that you like and you're on Facebook, do let us know and we will announce there. I think favourite for me, and I know it's got lots of influences on other songs, would be... what am I going to say? Do you think... She's trying to tell me some different songs, so she's trying to get me on her side. It is Bangarang, you're right. It's only because I told you earlier. You've let the secret out of the bag now. Now everybody knows. No, but what a bangarang, I have to say. It's similar to a song that I know by Toots and the Maytals. They're going to be doing a tour very, very shortly. They've got their dates up, so go and have a look at them. Wouldn't that be a thing, the Jewelers and Toots and the Maytals? Oh, that'd be almost like my favourite ingredients. Yes, so what a bangarang. Very similar to Broadway. However, it's got influences, and lots of music out there has got lots of influences, and we can detect them and love them at the same time. So, you've got Too Bad loaded.
Yep.
Or did you want to play that, or did you want to introduce something else? You haven't even got a microphone. Who's next to his microphone? Oh, it's me, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Amateurs around here.
Yeah. No, just to carry on with the Dealers' history, one of the questions that we're forever being asked is why did Simon leave the Dealers?
No, that's a big question. I get asked that a lot. Did they have an argument? Are they really brothers?
No, they're definitely brothers. They're definitely best of good friends. There was no argument whatsoever. As I understand it, it came about because Simon was very, very keen on making it big in the music industry. And once they had produced the Cooking Pot album, which is very much reggae orientated, he felt that the lack of airplay that that particular genre of music was getting on mainstream radio was actually holding them back. On the Cooking Pot album, there's some really great reggae tunes, but as Simon's thinking was, if these are never going to be played on the radio, we're never going to get the people or the world to hear our music. So it's going to go against us. So Simon was in two minds at this time. as to what he wanted to do. But in the background, he'd been writing a few of his own songs. Just going back to the Rhymes and Rhythms albums, every track on that album was written by Cy Cranston. And again, there's some lovely tunes on there. But he was beginning to experiment more into the soul and rockabilly type music. And he wrote a song called Dynamo, and it quickly became an underground hit for him. And it actually fell on the ears of some record producers, and he managed to get a record deal out of it. And that was the bug that Simon needed for him to go on and write a lot more songs in the similar style. He's now got his own rock and roll band behind him. He's doing really well at gigs. He does play songs like Kiss on the Lips and a couple of the old ska tunes that he used to do with the Dilders from time to time, but he's mainly playing rock and roll music. But there was no falling out between the two brothers. It was purely Simon just wanted to get ahead in music, and he felt that reggae and ska wasn't the right genre to stay in if he wanted to make that success.
Thank God for stations like this, hey? Hey, Thames Delta!
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, so now you know. Now you know.
So, Simon is still touring around the UK, and I've heard that he made it quite big in America.
America, he played in Las Vegas a few times, he's played in Australia, he's literally played all the way around the world. Yes.
So he's done that. Have the Jewelers done that? Or is that the next stage or phase for the Jewelers, going a little bit further afield?
Worldwide fame is the next stage for the Jewelers, and if you ask me, it ain't going to be very long. But they've actually played in India. They had quite a few gigs in India back in 2014.
They were with the Dub Pistols then, if I remember rightly.
I believe.
I think so, yes,
correct,
because I remember Tyler saying it was like a party that you just couldn't turn off. We've had the Dub Pistols in here before, and they are non-stop. They are just on it all the time, and on the music, of course. I'm talking legally substances, and well, there was a little bit of rum, I do believe, but that's about it. Yes, really, really good. So they've toured. They've gone over to India and other countries.
They've done a few European gigs. They've done several gigs out in Germany. They played in Ireland.
Ireland, yes, of course they did. Yes.
Yeah. So things are taking off for him, and particularly the way the latest album, Palm Trees and 80 Degrees, has been played throughout the world. I'm sure it's not going to be long before they get snapped up to do a lot of European festivals.
Well, let's say amen to that. I'm going to put out a song for Paul because is it Barker? What was Paul's surname? The Paul and Kelly Barber. I never know whether it's Barker or Barber, so I've just got that confused and confirmed. So this one goes out to Paul because I don't know if he's listening in, but if he may be listening afterwards. And this is Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. Beware of the trial of Jack the Ripper. Oh, interest. Place a guide right by your side, one that's fully qualified. Beware, beware of the tile of Jack the Ripper. Cover yourself way before you travel the night. Beware, beware of the tile of Jack the Ripper. If you're alone, then maybe I should walk you home. Jack the Ripper. Got it. Got it. Jack the Ripper.
There you go. You lucky people. We have actually extended. We've gone beyond the hour, so it's a little bit for even telling you. It was supposed to be a 1 hour show. We were told Rob is not turning up. He's got problems. I can't actually read why he's not turning up, but he's got problems getting here. That sometimes happens. So we've got the full 2 hours, and I think we're consuming that quite nicely. So if you think, oh, they're a bit slow, that's why. We were just trying to pad it out with a load of waffle, and I can't swear in the booth, I've been told. So I won't carry on with that conversation. However, what that little song, Paul actually asked me for that song, and I was like, I don't actually have that. And of course, since he's asked, I've acquired it. And actually, it's funny that sometimes you listen to songs on Spotify and you don't bother going out towards the CD shop, as it were, and buy it. So it's almost like a passing thing. However, talking about passing things, that particular song gives a little memory for Lorraine here, and she is going to tell us about a gig that she went to, and she's already told me it was her favourite gig.
Yeah, we got a phone call. I believe it was from Anthony early in the morning.
So Anthony is another part of the Jewelers team who unfortunately passed away a little while ago.
Yeah, lovely man. We've had some really good times with him. He said to us, just get to Covent Garden. The boys are going to be there. Get there, get there, get there. So anyway, we gets to Covent Garden, and who's playing? But the Jewelers. And Simon did a rendition of Jack the Ripper, and oh my God, it's the best I've ever seen. He put this cape on, he had this big dramatic top hat, and he literally climbed, hugged the concrete pillars while singing Jack the Ripper. But at the end of the song, he did fall off, and that made it all more memorable.
See, I told you, amateurs.
But it was great fun. Great
So
fun.
he was all dressing in period dress, I guess.
Jack the Ripper.
As Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper didn't actually, just in case you know, the history, I like to make sure we got the history right. He was from Whitechapel area, or actually, I'm not saying he came from there, but that's where the attacks happened. The Carnaby Street, Carnaby, not Covent Garden. It's a little bit of a distance away from that. It's a little train drive away. It's not impossible to get there by foot if you wanted a good long walk. But so then, I don't know why he was doing it there, because of the song. Yeah. He must have known he was going to play that song. I thought, I know, I'll get some gear out for this. That'll do them up the Kipper. Or the Ripper, or whatever it is. Right, what song are we going to go to next? Did you want to go to that one, or shall I just stick another little song on? I'm gonna stick this one on, because this is a song that I remember from those very first days of them busking, and I do believe they played that then. You're not going to play that earlier. I haven't played it already, have I? No. And this is from the vintage versions.
Soon you'll be gone, and I'll be all alone. Soon you'll be gone, and I'll be all alone. Oh yeah, you give me life to my soul. You keep me warm, baby, when I get cold.
got these two with me.
Soon you'll be gone, yes you will, and I'll be all alone. I guess that's how it's got to be. I know your heart is full of misery. I still hope and pray that you will find another love someday. But by then you'll be gone, and I'll be all alone. Yeah. 'Cause by then you'll be gone, yes you will, and I'll be all alone. Soon you'll be gone, and I'll be all alone. Soon you'll be gone, yes you will, and I'll be all alone. Let me tell you now, I see her walk, 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 walking away. I see her walk, 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 just walking away. I see her walk, 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 just walking away. I see her walk, 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 just walking away. I see her walk, 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 just walking away.
Walking away. That really does take me back to those Romford days, those busking days, because they're the times I was hearing tunes, some of which I was like familiar with or forgotten who the band was, but it was just great insight. There's somebody else doing tunes, and they're not, off the greatest hits of reggae albums. So it was lovely. And I as I was just discussing with Richard there, what ended up happening is you go home and you think, right, I've got to find this song and I've got to find that song and I've got to follow this band and this record label. And if you're a DJ, you know all about that. That's your whole life. But we all do it. We all do it to an extent. Anyway, so we got another one lined up, which is Richard's going to introduce once again.
Yeah. For us, back in 2005, 2006, as well as busking on the streets with the guys on Saturday, we went off to Skavuvi. It was usually on a Thursday night. It was a little club called Pop just off Oxford Street in London. And it was a chance for us to hear the whole band live. Simon and Tyler used to use it as a rehearsal for the band to experiment with songs, which was great for us because quite often we heard some different stuff every week. But this song we've lined up next is one of them that we used to look forward to listening to. It's called Next Door Neighbour. It's by Owen and Leon Silveris. And it's one of the original SKA tunes, and it's a cracker.
Here we go!
Every day you leave me, darling. Every day you gone next door. Let me telling you something, my love, what I have done is, yeah. But if you find that you're next door lady, you're going to suffer. What can I do? What can I say to make you believe me? Just because you know that I love you, that's why you do those things to me. But I know I will never stop search for you until you bring your love. And anytime you bring your love, darling, I know just what I'm gonna do. What can I do? What can I do? What can I say to make you believe?
Swimming in the SKA Sea. Here we go. Well, there's a bit of energy there. I see that there's a few people up there. They're telling me that they're dancing, which is lovely to see. It's lovely to see Cass from Scotland tuning in. We'll be seeing her very soon. Cass, tell us when you're coming down to London again. She travels. That's a prime example of what I was saying earlier. That people come down and they from quite a distance, and Cass comes down all the way. I think I'm right in saying Glasgow, but I could be wrong. She comes all the way down from Scotland, and she gets a big greeting because, as so many people say, the Jewelers are family and the fans are family. The family's getting bloomin' big, like it's like the Waltons these days, you know. However, it's nice to know. Yes, you know what, Billy Hill. Yes, do they go to Wales? Do you know that they've got any plans of the Jewelers going to Wales? I thought there was a date at Cardiff.
Yes, there is a date at Cardiff, but as Billy mentions, they're actually doing a gig at Merthyr. I'm not sure what the date is, but yes, it's one of the festivals that they got coming up this year.
So they're doing one of the festivals. Is that on the website at the moment?
Possibly not at the moment. I think the festival organisers have only just released the lineup. So
online, if you go onto the Jewelers Facebook, not Facebook, their normal website, you will find their tour dates. And I was told earlier that not all the dates are on there, so there will be some more gaps that are going to be filled. And quite often that's waiting for the contracts to be submitted or for the festival lineup to be determined. So there is actually quite a lot more dates that will be added, so keep a lookout and see if they're coming towards your area.
Yes, that's right, Pete. I think they've got around 32 dates all around the country, and including a couple of dates in Ireland. And on top of that, they've got at least 20 festivals so far this year.
I believe the Irish dates are in Dublin and in Belfast.
That's correct. I can't remember exactly when they are.
I can't remember what the dates are, but yes, that's what I seem to remember reading.
One of the dates is coming up, I think, early. It's around about April time, and the other city is, I think, next October. Yeah. I haven't got the dates, but they're all actually on the website. If you do want our gig information, if you go to our website www.thejewelers.com and follow the links to gigs, you'll see all the festivals that we are able to announce listed, as well as all the gigs. There will be links to the tickets there, and we strongly advise you to use the links on our website when purchasing tickets. And
actually, that's something that I saw today on one of the fan base pages. Somebody that was paying over the odds for Jewelers tickets up in Glasgow, and people were saying, well, make sure you go through the proper channels. The Jewelers channels goes on to Gigantic. It used to be Skiddle, but now it's Gigantic. That's where you can buy your tickets. That way you're going direct, and that should be the cheapest. Obviously, other people buy the tickets, and then they resell them at a profit, and I think that's what I saw quite a few quoted prices of today. So do watch out for that. Go through the Jewelers page. That's the way you're going to get the cheapest prices.
That's right. And if you do want a price guide for Jewelers tickets, you should not be paying. I say this in general for a Jewelers gig, not a festival, but for a Jewelers gig, you should not be paying anything more than £35 a ticket for one of our gigs. A lot of them are probably cheaper than that.
I think the most ones that I saw today was about £22 around that.
Yeah, that's right, 22, 25. You've got a booking fee and postage on top. But if you're paying anything more than 35 quid, double check, triple check that you haven't been diverted to one of these rogue resale ticket sites. And not only will you pay a lot more money for the tickets, but there's a chance you may not actually get entry in with those tickets as well.
So there you go. Make sure. Proper channels. I'm going to hit you with one of my favourite. In fact, it's definitely the favourite off this album, Back to Paradise. Yeah. It's Amelia.
Amelia, Amelia, why did you leave, Amelia? Amelia, Amelia, you know I need you, Amelia. Hey, Amelia, Amelia, why did you leave, Amelia? Amelia, Amelia, what I say? Should know that I would never ever do you no wrong. I swear, so why'd you go and break up with me?
give me just a one more chance. You left a note to say that you are never ever coming back to me. You find yourself somebody new, and now it's kissing lips I used to call mine. Hey, Amelia, Amelia, why did you leave, Amelia? Amelia, Amelia, you know I need you, Amelia. And I hope that you one day will look back on the time that we had when we were talking all the whole night through, dancing till the sun came up. Cause everybody knows that I never wanted anyone but you. I love what I wouldn't do for you if you're ever in my arms again. What I say, Amelia, Amelia, why did you leave, Amelia? Amelia, Amelia, you know I need you, Amelia. Oh, Amelia, Amelia, girl.
Hopefully I'll see you on Saturday. Hopefully I'll see a few of your faces on Saturday. Camden Town.
And I hope that you one day will look back on that time that we had when we were talking all the whole night through, dancing till the sun came up. Cause everybody knows that I never wanted anyone but you alone. What I wouldn't do for you if you're ever in my arms again. Say, Amelia, Amelia, why did you leave, Amelia? Amelia, Amelia, you know I need you, Amelia. Amelia, Amelia, why did you leave, Amelia? Amelia, Amelia, you know I need you, Amelia. Oh, Amelia, girl. Oh, Amelia, girl. Hey, I said Amelia, girl. Oh, ay, Amelia, 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 Amelia. Say Amelia, girl. Oh, Amelia, girl. Hey, Amelia, girl. Hey, what I say, what I say, what I say, what I say, what I say.
So there you go. 24th of April is the Belfast gig, which means the Dublin gig must be in October. I can't remember what the date is. Somebody's asked about after show tickets. Is there any more? Usually they sell out really, really quick because it's not as big as the main event. And I believe that the one at Camden, which is this weekend, this is where we're kicking off the whole of the tour, 2020, the road to Wembley, is starting off at the Camden Underworld. Now, I've seen that there's some people selling tickets for the event and for the after show party on the Facebook pages, but you won't be able to get them directly through the jewelers. It's all sold out. And I'm lucky enough to DJ for the after show party. So if you are there, which is in the Black Heart, which is a place for rock and roll, baby. Yeah, rock. I'm sorry, but if you look at the website, it's definitely rock. In fact, they've got a Motorhead thing on before the jewelers arrive, so that could be quite interesting. We shall see what goes on there. Anyway, so the song that is probably one of my favourites, Amelia. It just gets me on the dance floor straight away. It's just got everything that I want out of a song. Energy. Really good song from the Back to Paradise album. Why is it called Amelia? Richard is going to tell you. He's got secrets to tell.
There's an interesting story behind this song. A few years ago, we were doing a gig in Germany. We'd been invited over for a party by some long-time Duelers fans, and they invited the whole band over for the weekend, and we did a couple of gigs for them. The location of the party was a town called Bielefeld in Germany, and their local football team is called Arminia Bielefeld, as far as I know. Now, I'm not particularly well up on football, so you'll have to take my word for that on that. But Tiber and the band, they were doing a set, and they had a break. And after the break, they came on stage, just trying to get their heads together as to what songs they were going next. And Tiber just started chanting out a football chant, Armenia, Armenia. And he got a response from the crowd, which was quite positive, so he repeated the chant. And this went on for about a minute. And before we knew it, the drummer and the bass player had actually joined in with a little bit of a rhythm to it. And then eventually a rhythm guitar and Pete on lead guitar, he joined in as well. And they got a nice little groove running behind this chart. And it was, as I say, Tiber from the stage chanting and the audience chanting back. And it was a nice little tune. And then even the brass section, they came in with a little bit of background brass, and then they ventured into a little bit of solo. And this whole thing went on for about 10 minutes. Now, fortunately, I was standing up on the shelf. Don't ask me how I got up there, but my video camera was running, and I recorded all of this. And I told Tiber afterwards, I said to Tiber afterwards, where did that song come from? And he said, which one? I said, Amelia. He said, no, Armenia. It's the football team. I said, oh, okay. He said, did you record it? I said, yeah. He said, well, send us a copy and we'll like to have a look at that. So they took it in the studio, and lo and behold, there's Amelia. Nice little history.
There you go. So something related to football there. I didn't know you were interested in football, though.
No, I'm not.
you just happened to be there.
I just
videoing it.
Yeah. It was a party. It wasn't actually a football gig, but there's a lot of football fans there.
Oh dear. I'm going to play another little cover, which is from Desmond Decker, of the Jewelers doing their own little treatment to it. you go. Get up, Adina. Desmond Decker, of course, who sadly passed away. He's up in reggae heaven, playing with lots and lots of other people that are up there, including John Holt. We're going to go over to the new album, I do believe, and Richard's going to give us a little introduction and tell us a little bit more about the tour.
Yes, the tour kicks off on Saturday. We're at the Underworld in Camden, and for those of you that haven't got the tickets, I'm afraid it's pretty much sold out. There's nothing available on the door. The only place you might get a ticket is on one of the Fans of the Dealers pages, where people have bought tickets and are unable to attend. But please don't go to the major ticket resale sites again, like Viagogo. Or maybe I shouldn't mention the words, but too late I have. Done now. But be very, very careful when you buy the tickets. Anyway, the Dealers Tour is a 32-date tour. We're all over the UK. And we've got a couple of dates in Ireland as well. So it starts Saturday at the Underworld in Camden, then we move on to Southend, Cliffs Pavilion on the 7th of March, Bristol on the 14th of March, and from then on it's all over the country. We're getting very, very busy. But the culmination of the tour is just what it says, Road to Wembley. We are at Wembley Arena, headlining at Wembley Arena on the 28th of November this year. And for anybody else that's interested, it's Lorraine's birthday as well. Now, a lot of these dates of this tour are actually already sold out. But if you want tickets for the tour, please go first to our website, www.thedealers.com. And from there will be links to buy tickets. And you can buy them from us through our authorised ticket dealers in complete safety and guarantee.
So will you be at all of these gigs? So the pair of you will be at all of these gigs? Can we assume that?
No. We'll be along at some of them, but myself and Lorraine are only just a couple of the crew. There's a large crew behind the Duelers who do everything from driving to selling merchandise, handing out leaflets, doing odd jobs.
So we've got one or two of them tuned in. We've got Silver Man.
Yeah. Dave Conroy is the main driver, and in the next few weeks he will have a nice shiny coach to drive the band around in to our gigs. And just to mention, I have to mention the rest of the crew. Now you have to forgive me if I miss out anybody. It's there's lots of us, but I'd like to give a shout out to Jenny, the tour manager, Lorraine Henderson, who is the merch supervisor. There's Paul and Kelly. There's Dave Conroy. There's Sorrel in the office, who does all the bookings. Sorry. Yeah. There's Leslie, and there's Tina. There's Karen. There's Jason. Gillian. Sorry, there's so many of us.
Don't want to forget anybody.
No, we don't want to forget anybody.
There's no purposely forgetting anybody.
No,
it's as you can see, it's a bigger team than just these two people. I'm just lucky enough to have these two people enjoying a bit of music on a Wednesday, and hope you're enjoying it as well. The time is moving on. We've got 15 minutes left, and we're going to try and hit you with some more tracks. But are you finished on
well, I just wanted to recap. As I say, we've got 32 gigs. We've got more than 20 festivals around the country, various dates. I think our first festival starts sometime in April. I can't remember which one it is, though. But we're at Garran Park on the 1st of August in Southend, and Pete Lacey is going to be there as well. We've got another gig at festival at Crystal Palace. We're at the Bearded Theory Festival in Derbyshire. We're at Stone Valley North Festival in Durham and Stone Valley South Festival, I think that's in Welling Garden City. We're at Wayfest in Guildford. We've got several along the coast. We've got others that still a secret because we can't announce them before the festival organisers have agreed the final lineup. So stay tuned to the Duelers website, Fans of the Duelers, the Duelers fan club page, or any of the other Duelers related pages on Facebook for the latest information.
Yeah, there is quite a few different pages. So, and some of them have got the same content, and some of them are answered directly by some of the band, by Richard or somebody else in the team. And find them yourself and join in the convo.
Right, now we're going to play some tracks from the new album now.
No, are we going to play this one, or are we going to play...
Oh, no. Okay, we'll do one Back to Paradise now, and then some tracks from the new album. This one is Too Bad.
He even introduced it. Did you hear that? He's getting the DJ thing going on. He'd be spinning and twisting, mixing and scratching. Here we go. Little titles come up on the screen. Places where people are going to see the Jewelers. We've got Liverpool. I've got the boat trip up the Thames. I'm lucky enough to be DJing that one. There's two of them.
I got caught up in your web of lies. And for a while you had me hypnotized. Now everyone can see me, I just smile. Living your life in denial. That's what I said, girl. Too bad I won't miss you now. No, I won't, no, I won't, no, I won't. And too bad I won't say goodbye. No, I won't, no, I won't, no, I won't. And too bad I won't miss you now. No, I won't, no, I won't, no, I won't. And too bad I won't say goodbye. No, I won't, no, I won't, no, I won't, oh 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 no, I won't, I won't miss you now, no, 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 I won't miss you now.
Right, so there's a few dates that have come up here. Garum Park is now sold out. The Garum Park is UB40 with Ali Campbell and Astro. That's on August the 1st with the Jewelers there, Gentleman's Dub Club there, Holly Cook, who's the daughter of Paul Cook, the drummer of the Sex Pistols. She does a complete, don't worry about that, there's no connection apart from family. But absolutely lovely. Go and have a little listen to her albums, really nice. A little bit of dubbiness going on there. Before the August the 1st gig, I'm doing a thing down in Southend, which is a warm-up gig, and it'll be going through the back catalogue, pretty much what we've done here of UB40 and the Jewelers and some of the other bands that are playing there. So definitely get in there. That's a free one. That's right on the Southend front at the Borough Hotel. And there's the boat parties going up the Thames. Again, they're sold out. So gigs are selling out. So if you haven't got tickets and you do want to see them next year, make sure you grab one before they sell out. Anyway, I'm going to hit you with one of the tunes that Richard has chosen from the newest album, Palm Trees and 80 Degrees.
Good, better, best. Come on,
Got to do better than that. That's from the new album, and as I say, that reached number 11 in the UK album charts, and it did fairly well over in the European charts, I seem to remember. And also, it was in the Reggae Steady SKA 2019 album awards. I think it came to number 6, but it was up against some really strong competition. Some really good bands. I think the Agrolites were the people that won it, which is another one of my favourite bands. Anyway, next. We're getting on to the last song here, and we're going to have to say goodbye. 2 hours. I hope it hasn't been an endurance test. I hope it's given you a little bit of an insight into some of the stuff that the Judas do, some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and some songs that perhaps you don't often hear. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let us know.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure to come along and do this with Peter. This last track is from back to, the Palm Trees and 80 Degrees album. I think it's Lorraine's favourite track.
If it's the one I'm thinking, I hope.
Yeah, I hope it is. Anyway,
it's not the one that you've been thinking of. It's not that.
Oh, no.
We've already played that.
Anyway, I'd like to just dedicate this particular track to our good friend Anthony. He's a long-time member of the crew. He's been part of the crew since 2004, and unfortunately we lost him a few weeks ago. He was an enormous part in the success of the Duelers, and he'll always be remembered for that. So this one goes out to you, mate. This is for you, Johnny. Come back.
Yeah, I think repeat exactly the same words. He was an amazing help to me when I was first starting to help with the Jewelers. Full of information and full of advice, and always with a big, huge smile. So yes, likewise, this goes out to Anthony Rubin.
Lord have mercy. Watch how they set up for Johnny.
Knocking on his door late last night. The lawmen, they come to read his rights, but there was no one home.
You've been listening to the Jewelers Show from Thames Delta Radio on a Rhythms and Rhythms Wednesday with me, DJ SKA and Mash, and my wonderful guests Richard and Lorraine. Jewelers crew in the house. So the weekend for me is two sold-out gigs. One is doing Oasis tribute, and of course the start of the Jewelers tour, which is starting off at Camden. If you do want to grab tickets, you will have to find somebody who's cancelling their tickets because it is completely sold out and has been sold out for quite a while. I won't be here next Wednesday because next Wednesday I'll be with these lovely chaps and chapesses out in Benidorm. Woohoo! We'll be grabbing some rays with lots and lots of sunshine, a few beers, no doubt, or a few gins, whatever may take our... Yeah, just a few, yeah. We'll be easy on it. Out in Benidorm, it's what's called Skins on the Lash. We still have wristbands. It's £10. You sort out your own accommodation and you're on transport, etc. And £10 for the whole weekend. And all donations on the wristbands now is going direct to the two charities that we support. So, do have a little look if you've got a weekend free and you want to come out. It's the 28th and 29th of February, 1st and 2nd of March. Some of us are there for even longer, like these greedy ones. Anyway, I'll see you in a fortnight's time if I don't see you beforehand. Have a great weekend. Remember, love and respect each other. Bye.
Bye. Morning everyone, happy Tuesday. So it's a lovely start this morning. It's sunny, it's cold, it's frosty. That sun will turn hazy later and in will come that rain. It will be quite light and patchy and the winds will pick up temperatures not more than 9 or 10 degrees. It's remaining mild this evening. That wind strengthens this evening. We're in for a mild start on Thursday and for some heavy rain. Could even see some hail and thunder in there as well, and the winds will be quite squally at 11 degrees. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.